We're the two holy girls and preaching to him, but not let the others forget all the fame. Hey guys! It's the two holy girls. So this is part 2 of Noah part 1. I'm going to be reading Genesis chapter 7, verse 2 through 8. Take with you 7 pairs, male and female, of each animal I have approved for eating and sacrifice, and take 1 pair of each of the others. And also take 7 pairs of every kind of bird. There must be a male and female in each pair to ensure that all life will survive on the earth after the flood. 7 days from now I will make the rains pour down on the earth, and it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights, until I have wiped from the earth all the living things I have created. So Noah did everything as the Lord commanded him. Noah was 600 years old when the flood covered the earth. He went on board the boat to escape the flood, and his wife and his sons and their wives. With them were all the various kinds of animals, those approved for eating and for sacrifice, and those that were not, along with the birds and the small animals that scurry along the ground. Okay, so basically, God said you can take 7 pairs of eating and sacrifice animals, because Jesus didn't die on the cross when that happened. It was like you had to make sacrifices for your sins, and they would sin on the boat because everyone sins. No one's perfect, so they had to bring sacrifice animals on the boat. And probably because some of the animals were hungry too. I mean, they had to feed them somehow. Yeah, that's only 7 pairs of male and female of just the eating and sacrifice animals. That's it. 7 pairs of each animal. So God said you can, let's say, just these are random. You can sacrifice pigs, cows, and ducks. Just throwing out random things. This is not true. And so you're going to bring 7 pairs of those. And then let's say they want to eat sheep. 7 pairs of those. So basically 14 cows, 14 pigs, 14 ducks, 14 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 sheep, 2 sheep. Okay, so it took about 70 years to build the ark.
If you round up hundreds, and if you round up in the 10th place, it would about 100 years.
Yeah, but we did the calculations, and it couldn't be more than 82 years, because his oldest son, he got married at about 16, and then he had to help, and then he was 102 years later after he built the boat, after the flood. So they couldn't have built the boat more than 82 years.
We're not saying for sure we know that. We're just saying we have no scripture behind knowing exactly when, but we do calculating stuff.
Yeah, from the Bible. We're taking the numbers from the Bible, estimating them, calculating them, and saying the estimates.
Yeah, and also they didn't have all the fancy stuff we have. They had to get their own wood. And yeah,
they did not have Lowe's. They did not have Home Depot. They did not have
Costco.
They did not have Walmart.
So
if they did, it would get washed away in the flood. And probably people didn't want them to go to the stores because they were thinking that he was crazy, because it's gonna flood. What the flood? It's where all this. Why are you building whatever that thing is?
Oh, for water.
What's wrong?
It's pretty goofy, but
okay. So we just read that. So Noah was 600 years old when the flood covered the earth. That's old. But wasn't there was a timeline where this guy lived 100, this guy lived 100, this guy. 2 years after the great flood, when Shem was 100 years old. That's that verse where we know that Shem was 100 years old. 2 years after. So he was 98 when the flood stopped. And so they took the sacrificed animals and all the other animals,
And so they can make sacrifices to the Lord and to feed the hungry tigers. I'm just glad that God made it where they would not show any harm. Like none of the animals would not like bite Noah's head off.
Yeah.
Or the other animals' heads off. Yeah, I would think maybe he would be a little, like, kind of spooked just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Be shooken up when the tigers and the lions come on. King of the forest, be like, what's up, dude?
The gorillas.
Bro, I would be hiding in a corner, be like, I wonder how his wife felt. Or maybe look at the cats and be like, oh, hello, kitty. No, like, I don't know if they even had cats, like, house cats. I don't think so. Maybe his wife was like, like those grandmas, like, oh, it's a little kitty cat. And it's like a really, like one of those really big house cats, and she just goes up and starts snuggling it. Oh, and also calculating how it took 7 days for all the animals to get on the ark. 7, another 7. Yay! And 7 days is 1 week. Imagine smelling all the animals just coming on and pooping. And they did have to come from around the world. That's probably why it took 7 days. Because they had to come to him. It was probably like the closest animals. Because then it would take way too long if they were like across the world. Also, God did call those animals, so any harm that might have came to them, like maybe some of the snow animals might have came out of their habitat, or maybe like God, not probably like placed them, not like literally pick them up. You're like, give me out of my child, or well, because then they will be flying, and then everyone would think that was weird. Oh, I wonder if they got the birds. Oh yeah, God called the birds to come. But I was like, imagine if you had to catch the animals though, and if you got this big net and just like on the top of a giant tree, be like, come here, bird. Yeah. Or maybe the birds carried the animals. Like 25 birds carried. Oh, I wonder if they had to deal with any like escapes, and then they had to chase the animal around the boat. I wouldn't think so, but just imagine. Maybe that would be funny. Yeah. Okay, so Ava, do you want to read verse 16? Well, my translation. Oh yeah. Ava has a New King James version. It's sad because you guys know we read from the same translation except for today. Yeah. Or other days. So we're going to be reading verse 16 right now. And male and female of each kind entered just as God commanded Noah. The Lord closed the door behind them. Because, you know why God closed the door behind them? Do you? We'll give you a chance to comment. Yes. Yes, comments. No cheating. Yeah, no cheating. The answer is because the door was too big for them to close. Plus, it was like, if this was the boat, the door came out like that. Like, do we do a Bible demonstration? I have this whole big thing. Comment if you love the Bible demonstrations. Yeah, because then I can take this off and do more for you guys. So if the door opened like that, like, ow, my arm. If the door opened like that, how would they close it? They probably didn't do like, and it's pulling things, and it's, well, basically it's God's door, and God's powerful and strong and mighty. Yeah. But think about how big it was. There would have to be like elephants fitting through there. And if you could think of it also like a giraffe. Yes. Are you looking for like height or like fat animal? Like I can throw out a hippo. They're pretty fat. Yeah. But yeah, giraffe. Well, maybe the giraffe went. Oh no, they went under. Well, the elephant and hippocampus. Yeah. We like. Okay. So it had to be huge, and it's like also that's like God's. You could also think God shut the door because that's you can't change that. And so you might be thinking, as male and female, what? How about those non-binary animals, dude? Like people say like they're non-binary as in like they change their sex as in gender, but really like we were reading something and it said like a female behaves as if they were a male, and or if a male or female leader dies and a opposite gender like fish or something replaces that male or female, and it's like they don't change their gender. Yeah, like they're just like acting like the other gender, but they can't change because God made male female. Yeah, and then like when we were reading on Google, it was like there are some non-binary animals and which are good because you can teach kids with actual facts that you can change your gender. And it's like, and it's really like if you think about it, it's not that their body changes then and there. Really, it's just if a male leader dies and the female steps in, it's not that they change their gender to that male. They're just replacing the male. Yeah, and then like a butterfly, a type of butterfly, it has one male side of pattern on the wing, and on the other side it's the woman pattern. Yeah, but so if they do have that pattern, it does not mean their gender is both. Yeah, it means it looks like it, but it's only male. Like, have you ever looked at someone and you think, like, or you know that person's a female or they look like a boy, but they're not? Yeah, like, you know those haircuts that girls get? They're like, it's like cut right here, and it looks like a boy's haircut. My grandma has one. It's good for people that don't want long hair, but also it can look like they're a boy, but they're still a girl. And then like some fish are actually, let's say, male, but they act like a female. No, they might act like it because, like, you know, some boys don't want to be involved with sports, and some girls want to be involved with, and some people think that like sports are a guy thing, but they're a both thing, honestly. Yeah, and like if a boy likes the color pink, it's just the color pink. Okay, now I'm gonna be reading verse 19 and 20. Finally, the waters covered the highest mountains on the earth, rising more than 22 feet above the highest peaks. That's high. Yeah, so think of Mount Everest. Higher than that. Yeah, unless it wasn't that high. Unless Mount Everest wasn't as high because probably like all the snow now has built up on it and all the whatever, so it's higher than it was back then, but still, our ceiling is like about 10 feet. Like, yeah. And then more than that, that's like double the height. And more than that, you might think, well, the top of the house is pretty high. Unless you have one of those like really tall houses, like 2-story houses, maybe. But more than 22 feet, unless you have like a really small 1-story. Okay, now we're gonna be reading 24. And the flood waters covered the earth for 150 days. Not saying that it like rained for 150 days. It's just because in a lot of people know this, but it said 7 days from now I will make rains pour down on the earth. It will rain for 40 days and 40 nights. Yeah, it's just saying, like, because if you think about it, when the rain stops, it doesn't mean all the water on the ground just disintegrates in the air, but that's a lot of water too. So it covered a while. Yeah. So, recap. Part 1 was about, you think go watch that video. Part one was about Noah and him building the boat. God sent all the animals and pairs of male and female. There are no non-binary animals. They're always either male or female. Yes.
I'm in that one.
The flood waters were above 22 feet, covering the highest peaks. God closed the door behind them in the boat. It was raining for 40 days and 40 nights, and the flood waters covered the earth for 150 days, not counting the 40 days and 40 nights. Anything else to say about? Did I already say 7? Cause 7 of each pair of animal. Did I already say another 7? I know I did, but I don't know if it was about that. Yeah, we were talking about that. Okay. So please like, subscribe, hit that bell, share with everybody, even your pets. Comments, prayer requests. We need more prayer requests. You could just say, I need prayer. No one's gonna make fun of you. When you pray in tongues, it's the perfect prayer. Yeah. So, bye! Yeah, but...
Okay, now we're done. So today we're gonna be talking about what? I didn't every time I just give you that. Okay, you wanna redo that?
Yeah. Bless you. Remember to not yawn.
If you talk about yawning, I'm gonna yawn.
Okay. Okay.
Hey guys!
That's some. He went on board the boat. He went to board the boat. He went on the boat to board. I had to do it because I didn't do this whole video.